So the U.S. Army makes its recruitment quota 4 months early, and they are feeling themselves. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth is saying the era of fat generals is over, and no more beardos. You see this? Nah, this is unacceptable. I don't disagree with anything that he said. He was saying no more reducing physical fitness standards for women in the military either. He said if they want to get into combat positions, they're going to have the same high standards as the men. Again, hallelujah. Even back when I was in the service, when I first went in 1998, um, it was a running joke that we used to say that women could be smoking and pregnant and still pass their physical fitness tests because it wasn't that far from the truth. I mean, and they were still barely passing. Like I remember, since I was a simp back then, like the females were barely getting through their 2 mile PT run. And after I finished my run, I would go back onto the track and cheerlead them on. Like I would run alongside them, like, come on, let's keep going, let's keep going. Don't stop. Don't I was like, don't start walking, just keep running, you know. And they used to like me for it, and. But still, yeah. And I agree, no fat generals. In the military, leaders lead from the front, not from the back. Okay. If it disincentivizes your lower enlisted that their leaders are completely out of shape, whereas the lower enlisted who are typically younger have higher standards for PT, for physical fitness, and they're being led by a bunch of people who look like they would pass out if they had to bend over and tie their shoes. So yeah, I completely agree with that. Like that naval master chief was senior chief or whatever who took over, and she's rotundly big. Okay, and the beards, no more beards. People have been abusing the shaving profiles in the military, and they're abusing it because they will have the shaving profile, but then they will still line up their beards. It's like, no, if you're sensitive to razor bumps, you shouldn't be getting lineups with your beard. It's like, I think there will still be in a religious exemption. So, like, if you're a Sikh or Muslim, I think you can still have one. But aside from that, they're DXing the shaving profile. So you're gonna have to switch to an electric razor or a bump-free razor, which have been around for like the past 50 years. So there's really no excuses unless you're special forces. Then you can have a beard. Other than that, nah. Let's keep it going. Hooah.